Why is this valuation cheaper than that one? Hi, this is Josh Horn, CPA of Horn Valuation. I help owners build, value, and sell their business. If you've looked out there on the internet, made phone calls, you probably see a big range of fees for business valuations. And I thought about this a lot, and I thought, how can I help you best understand this? And I started to think about my professional standards and conclusions of value and calculations of value. And I thought, that's going to make your head spin. Why do you even care about that stuff? It does matter in terms of the way I prepare a report, but let's just back up, zoom out, and think about what affects the cost, and more importantly, what affects the value you get from a business valuation report. The first question I'd ask is, who's the reader? And often when I talk to a prospective client on the phone, the first question I ask them is, what's the goal? What are you trying to accomplish? And I just let them talk. And that reader has a big impact on how much time, cost, and what ultimately will be produced for you. Let's think about the two extremes. So I do work in M&A and litigation. On the M&A side, so let's say you're selling your company or looking to sell your company. What if you have an insider, somebody that's worked for your company for 10, 15, 20 years? Do they need a lot of information about the company? Probably not. They probably already know a ton about the company. So the time spent in writing a report, writing the story, doing the analysis could be much smaller than a report that is going into a courtroom in front of a judge that knows nothing about your company, or an IRS auditor that's going to look at this for your deceased father or mother's estate, and they don't know anything about the company. So it's a big difference depending on who the reader is. Second, how high are the stakes? If you're looking to sell your company and you have 3 or 4 potential buyers waiting in the wings, you may be less inclined to spend a lot of money on a report, because if the first one passes, you'll just move to the next one. Now, I'm not saying necessarily that's the best approach, but that may be one way of looking at it. If you expect that the potential buyers know a lot about your company already, they know a lot about the industry already. Now, on the other extreme, the stakes change a lot when you're talking about a shareholder dispute with your partner and there are hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, and you really only have probably one shot to get this right. The stakes are, in your mind, potentially a lot higher in the second scenario than in the first. Changes a lot in terms of what might be done with a business valuation report. Third, how important is the story of the value of your business to convincing the person who is reading the report? Again, let's revisit the M&A example. Somebody that's inside your company working for you every day, they very well may not need to be convinced of certain aspects of the company. They know it inside and out. They're willing to look past some of the mistakes, some of the problems. I often find that to be the case. Not always, but they may not need a lot of convincing. In essence, what they may be doing is buying a job, and the company too. But they're in. They want to stay part of the company. Let's think about this in terms of litigation. Let's think about a divorce. You have to convince a judge this is the value. Dividing a couple of numbers, doing a little spreadsheet math, that's probably not going to do it. That's not what people pay me to do in those instances. The story that I tell about the company is what's going to carry the day. How compelling is it? Is someone reading my report going to believe that that story connects to the value that I say? These are 3 things you can think about today with regard to why this business valuation is cheaper than that one. This is Josh Horn, CPA of Horn Valuation. Have a great day. Bye.